Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara and today I am going to be doing part one of a Mammoth book haul. I've acquired a lot of books over the last couple of months, specifically because I bought an e-reader. Well, I bought a tablet which has an e-reader capability to it. And so I just went a bit crazy and bought loads of ebooks. It's quite funny because I barely read any of them, but let's get started. Now, I think all of these ones most of them were physical, if not all of them. I will mention the ebooks that I purchased as well. So I'm going to split this up probably into like 3 or 4 parts because there's an insane amount. So we'll maybe do like 20-30 books and then I'll stop. So in the month of August, which feels like it was years ago, I got The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I actually bought this in Portugal the last time that I was here. I do own multiple copies of that book because I love it, and I bought this really nice Collins Classics edition of it that I will try and insert a picture of here. The next book I got was The French Exit by Patrick DeWitt. Patrick DeWitt is a wonderful author. I've read all of his books now, I think I'm got one more to go. But I have read them all. That was the last one that I needed to read, and I've now read it, and it was fantastic. Next, I got Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. I also bought this one when I was abroad, but I was in Scotland. I just really liked the premise of it. I thought it would be something that I would really enjoy, so I guess we'll see when I get to it. Next, I got Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. This is an Indian fantasy self-published grimdark book that is getting a lot of really well-deserved praise. I did start reading it, but I ended up pausing it because I was traveling and I couldn't really focus on it. But I loved what I had read at the time. I have a feeling that it's going to become a favorite, so I can't wait to get back to it. Next, I bought Augustus by John Williams. I love John Williams. I think, you know, I've raved about John Williams on my channel a lot. Also another author that's getting a lot of love on the booktube community, which is great. And then I got a bunch of books by R. Scott Baker, the Aspect Emperor Quartet. So I got The Judging Eye, The White Luck Warrior, The Great Ordeal, and The Unholy Consult. I am planning to read this next year, so watch this space. Then I got The Fables Compendium 1. This was actually from a previous book haul, but I forgot to mention it, by Bill Willingham. Now this is a kind of like darker take on the Fables, I believe, in comic book format, and I cannot wait to read it because it's the sort of thing that I know I'm going to love. Then I got Persuasion by Jane Austen, which was a book that I purchased for a video that I'm doing, so I won't say anything more than that. Then I also got V for Vendetta by Alan Moore, Full Metal Alchemist volume 7 to 12, and then I also got all of the volumes of Berserk, Sin City, One Piece, and Akira. This is what I mean, I just went crazy. And these were all the manga that I've mentioned, apart from Full Metal Alchemist. I bought those all like as e-manga. Is that even a thing? I bought them to read on my tablet. Next, I got The Last Days of New Paris by China Miéville. I have read one China Miéville book and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to read one of his shorter books. Then I got Leonardo da Vinci, a novel by Dmitry Merezhkovsky, which I've said this many times on my channel now. I adore Leonardo da Vinci as an historical figure, and so anytime there is a fiction book written about him, I will pick it up. Then I got Across the River and Into the Trees by Ernest Hemingway. I've read a few Hemingway books now and I've really enjoyed each one, so naturally I want to read more. Then I got The Angel's Game by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I actually bought this secondhand in Edinburgh in Scotland. It was basically brand new edition and I thought I'd be crazy not to pick it up because I do own the first one. Then I also got Beyond the Shadows by Brent Weeks, which is the first book in the Night Angel trilogy, or I think it might be the second book. I own the first book, I think. And so I saw the second book and I bought it. It's one of those, you know what, I'm going with it. Then I got To Walk Alone in the Crown by Antonio Muñoz Molina. This is a book that I really like the look of because it's about a guy who basically goes to different countries and talks about his reflections, which is kind of what I've been doing. So I picked that up. I also got that in Scotland. Then I got 2 audiobooks, which I have already reviewed on my channel. Know My Name by Chanel Miller and I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Check out my reviews, both fantastic. Then I got The Way of Light by Storm Constantine, A Brightness Long Ago by Guy Gavriel Kay, and Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. A Brightness Long Ago I bought because I'd read the library copy of it, so then after I loved that book so much, I bought a physical edition of it. And then Fire and Blood because I've been watching House of the Dragon, though I haven't finished it yet, and I really want to read it once I have finished it, and I'm planning to read that with a few people in December, which I'm really looking forward to. Then I got Mightier Than the Sword by KJ Parker, the ebook. I was reading it after Alan read it and he told me to pick it up, so I did, and it was fantastic. Then I got Lions of Al Rassan by Guy Gavriel Kay after I read A Brightness Long Ago. Naturally, I was like, I'm going to pick up more of his stuff, so I ended up picking up Lions of Al-Rassan, which I'm really excited to read because the themes and the setting are just right up my alley. Then I got the Voidwalker collection by Derek Bailey. The author, Derek, actually reached out to me and sent me a copy of it. And I believe it's like a collection of short stories all interconnected with one another. I'm very excited to pick it up because it looks fantastic. All right, take a breath, Zara. We will do a few more. These were all in September, and this is where things go a bit crazy, to be honest. I'm not going to do all the September ones because there is an insane amount. So we'll probably go up to about 10 minutes and then I'm going to stop. All right, in September, I got Royal Watch by Stacey Marie Brown and Royal Command by Stacey Marie Brown. It is a romance duology. The first book was actually quite fun. The second book was absolutely shocking. It was a duology picked up because I just wanted something a little bit different from what I had been reading at the time. So I got those. Then I bought a bunch of ebooks. So I got Inca and Crown by Megan O. Russell, which I believe is like a fantasy, like an epic fantasy book centering around some sisters. I could be very wrong, but I think that is the case. Then I also got Hannah Khan Carries On by Uzma Jalaluddin. I've really loved reading about the kind of Muslim experience, and this is a book that has been on my radar for a while, so I ended up picking up the ebook. Then I got And Away by Bob Mortimer on audiobook. My friend Matt actually recommended this to me. He hasn't actually listened to it, but he said that he thought I would enjoy it. He's a British comedian. I haven't actually listened to it yet because I'd started it and it was too heavy for me at the time, so I ended up just pausing it, but I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Bob Mortimer is hilarious. Then I got The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavelle ebook. I bought a whole bunch of short stories and novellas because I just don't have the patience for long books at the moment, so short books for the win. Then I also got, and on the same theme, I also got Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark. That's also another kind of short story. I think it's about 100 pages long, which I'm really looking forward to reading. Then I got The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart and The Bone Shard Emperor by Andrea Stewart, both also ebooks. I've seen this series go around a lot and I have a feeling that I'm going to really enjoy it. I think it is YA, which is like my only concern about it, because I'm like, whenever I read a YA book, even if I don't know it's YA and I still start it and I consume it, it's just not for me, I don't think, anymore. Regardless, I'm going to give it a go because I think I'm going to enjoy it. Then I got Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is a fantasy romance book. A lot of people say that if you like kind of Sarah J. Maas, then you should pick up Guild by Raven Kennedy. So I thought, let's give it a go. Sometimes you just need something that's not going to make you think too much, like a lot of the books that I read. So I thought I would pick that up. Then I got All the Seas of the World by Guy Gavriel Kay. Naturally, because I really loved The Brightness long ago, I just thought, let's just pick it up, no harm, no foul. Then I got the Khan series, all 5 books by Con Iggulden. I'm really interested in that period of history and about that family specifically. So, I really wanted to pick it up. I got the collection on ebook because they're really chunky books, I believe. So I was like, I can't do that. So I ended up getting the ebook collection. I'm really looking forward to that one. If anyone's read it, let me know and tell me if it's good. Then I got The Poppy War, The Dragon Republic and the Burning God by R.F. Kuang. That was a series that got a lot of love last year and the year before that, I think. So many people raved about it and I just stayed away from it because I just hate hyped books. But now that the hype has kind of settled and people are focusing on her new book, I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to read it. So I bought all 3 ebooks to kind of give those a go. Then I got The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. I've never read any N.K. Jemisin and I really would like to rectify that soon. I don't know if I will start with that book or the 5th season. Who knows? I think I'll just end up picking one randomly and seeing kind of where we go. And then I'm going to do maybe 3 more and then I'm going to stop. Then I got Ogres by Adrian Tchaikovsky, also in the same theme of shorter books. And this is one that Alan really enjoyed and his is an opinion that I trust, so I picked that up. Then I got Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler, also recommended by Alan. And again, I respect his opinion, so I think that's going to be one that I enjoyed. I got that actually in physical copy. And then last but not least, I got A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova, which is, I don't know if it's YA, I think it's like more new adult romantic fantasy, which I thought, again, for one of those days when I need something a little bit different, we'll give it a go. So there we have it. That's a lot of books, and I'm not even halfway through the list. Like, it's absurd. So let me know if you've read any of these books. Some of these I've already read, but a lot of them I haven't. They're just on my reader, or, you know, obviously on my bookshelves. But let me know if there's any ones in particular that I should start with, and I'll definitely consider that. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye.